Good afternoon, class. Welcome to our Explore demo. Today, Michael and I will be talking about Earth's processes and their effects on humans. Today's lesson is from the Grade 4 NGSS Performance Expectation about Earth and human activity. Students will generate and compare multiple solutions to reduce the impacts of natural Earth processes on humans. Previously, we have learned that a variety of hazards result from natural processes. Humans cannot eliminate the hazards, but can take steps to reduce their impacts. The driving question for today's lesson is about finding the best solutions to reduce the impacts of these processes on people. What are the best solutions to reduce the impacts of natural processes on people? Students have had an introductory lesson about natural earth processes. Next, we will review some of these. Recall earthquakes. Student volunteers will share characteristics of earthquakes with the class aloud. We'll recall floods, where students will share with the class aloud characteristics of floods. We'll recall tsunamis and also volcanic eruptions. Think, pair, share. Recall the image from slide 5 showing the effects of an earthquake. First, read the prompt, then take 1 minute to think of a response. Once you are done, find a partner and share what you would do in that situation. Imagine you were caught in a bad earthquake. What would you do to make sure you and your family are safe? Following, student volunteers will share their response aloud with the class. Next will be an activity to explore natural hazards and their effects in the Explore phase.
The Explore phase of our lesson consists of 2 activities, which students will complete with a partner. The first is an investigation into National Geographic Kids. You can scan the QR code here if you want to visit the website. One partner will read the article on the natural hazard, while the other fills out the graphic organizer, including the name of the natural process, its causes, its effects, and 3 helpful tips on ways to reduce the impact of that natural process. You can scan the QR code here if you want to get access to this document on Canva. Now, let's go over how we would conduct the Explore section of our inquiry lesson. Our resource here is National Geographic Kids. It's a great resource because it has games, videos, articles, and much more that kids could look at and get a grip on history and science subjects that might have been a little more difficult to kind of get their head around before. So what we'd do is we'd search up a natural hazard that our group was assigned. So let's say my group was assigned earthquakes, and we'd look up earthquakes just by typing it in the search bar. I see there's a few different articles, but I think this one here is going to have the best information for me about earthquakes. So I'm going to click on it. And here's our article all about earthquakes. One partner will be reading this while the other one is taking notes in their graphic organizer. We chose this article because it contains a lot of great information about earthquakes. You can see that it mentions what an earthquake is, how they are caused, what happens during them, how you can measure them, where they happen, and very important to the standard of this lesson, how to stay safe and ways to prevent damage during an earthquake. And here's an example of a filled out Earth's Natural Processes graphic organizer. I put my name at the top. I put the name of our natural process, which is earthquakes. The causes of an earthquake. Earthquakes are caused by the movement of Earth's plates. The effects of an earthquake, which are landslides, tsunamis, floods, and even death. And ways to reduce the impact of this natural process. So, from our article I got that you can plan an escape route for you and your family. You can keep an emergency bag packed in case you need to leave in a hurry, and you can watch out for heavy items that could fall or break. In addition to what we provided in our Explore section, we also wanted to include a couple of other resources that you could use maybe as a substitute for National Geographic Kids during the investigation or as a supplement later on in the lesson, perhaps during the elaborate or explain section. The first one is exploreandlearning.com. Now, this is a paid website, so you will have to subscribe. However, you can get a free trial for a little bit just to check it out and see if it might be right for your lesson. And it could be useful to pay if you want to incorporate these ideas into a full unit. This website has a lot of information about practical approaches to preventing damage or loss of life during natural hazards, and things about engineering problems and solutions that come about as a result of these natural hazards. So that's a great resource, and you can scan the QR code on the left there if you wanted to get more information about it. On the right, we have ready.gov. Now, this is a larger website with a lot more resources, but we thought it would be interesting to include something that's not necessarily as part of the standard, which is wildfire information. Wildfires aren't included in the clarification statement for our standard, but we thought if you wanted to adapt this lesson to a wildfire situation, maybe find solutions to that, this website has a great resource where it's an interactive game slash kind of comic book story that gives your students the opportunity to approach how to stay safe during a wildfire and, of course, have some fun. So you can scan the QR code on the right there if you wanted to check out that resource. And we just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, to please leave them in the blog. And have a great day.